This is Detroit's Morning Answer with John Anthony on FM 92.7 and AM 1400. The Answer.
At the core of the left, at the core of a liberal, is someone that would use the sword if they had it. They are very violent people at their core. They always have been. They can't debate. They can't have conversation. So they'll resort to these tactics. They're going to do everything they possibly can to try to murder this movement because they can't beat us. So they're going to try to take weapons. And no, we're very aware of that. I'm aware of it. We have to have full-time security. This is not a joke. This is who these people are.
You know, when you think about any person that's been assassinated, they saw it. They knew. And they had to live with it. They have to come to grips to knowing that what they were doing could potentially lead to their death. And Charlie wasn't just assassinated. He has become a martyr. And he's become a martyr because of his faith. Folks, America is grieving right now. We are still trying to find our footing after the unthinkable. Charlie Kirk has been taken from us in an act of violence that has shaken not only the conservative movement, but the nation itself. You see, because Charlie wasn't just a political figure. He was a husband, a father, a believer, and a man who gave his life to the cause of truth. Some have called him divisive. We heard the young lady call him that yesterday. Others called him dangerous. But even his critics cannot deny that he was brilliant, tireless, and unafraid to speak where others stay silent. It's in moments like this, we feel the same heaviness as my first guest, Tyler, said we felt on 9/11. The same sense that the world is not the same as it was just a day ago. People are angry. People are hurting. People are asking, what now? Where do we go from here? To help us navigate this, I'm joined by someone who knows trauma, who has spent decades training, protecting, and preparing others to stand strong when the unthinkable happened. She knows law enforcement. She knows resilience. And she knows the cost of standing on the front lines. She served as a 29-year veteran of the Naperville Police Department in Illinois, retired as a sergeant. She is now the spokesperson for the National Police Association, one of the nation's leading trainers for law enforcement professionals. Betsy Brantner Smith, welcome back to Detroit's Morning Answer.
Hey, it's so great to be with you at this. It really is on the anniversary of 9/11.
Yeah.
We're having this 9/12 feeling.
Yes.
After the murder of Charlie Kirk, a young man who was so kind to me, so kind to our conservative causes here in southern Arizona where I live now.
Yeah, and Betsy, you and your husband knew him.
Yes.
Yeah.
The National Police Association was an early sponsor of AmFest, his signature conference now. I've spoken on stage at his Young Women's Conference in Texas. And he's the same age as my youngest kid. Yeah. And he was an amazing, amazing person. And we are, we're hurting and we're brokenhearted and we're resolved that whoever is responsible for Charlie's assassination, and that's exactly what it was, is going to be brought to justice. Yeah. The law enforcement has its hands full with this case.
Betsy, from your perspective, what does it say about the cultural moment we're living in that someone like Charlie, a husband, a father, a believer, an unapologetic truth teller, and someone who his faith was everything, that he was targeted?
It tells me that they're very afraid. They're afraid of people who speak out. They are afraid of especially young people being turned from the indoctrination that they face on college campuses. Charlie Kirk was single-handedly, with his organization Turning Point, turning those young people to not just conservatism, but to Christianity, to constitutionalism, to the truth of life in America, wonderful life in America. And we have to continue that. We have so many friends that work for Turning Point here where we live in Arizona. And they had a prayer vigil last night at headquarters, and they are continuing on this morning. They are resolved and ready to fight, even as they plan to memorialize Charlie and to bring Erica and the kids home and his parents to Arizona where they can grieve.
And my very first thought was to Erica and the two kids. And Betsy, it broke me as a father and as a husband. It broke me because I said to myself, I'm one of those people that's unafraid to speak, but I also love to bring people of different opinions to the show so that we can have a conversation. What does it say about our culture that we cannot have these conversations without it leading to violence?
You're so right about that. We live in a broken world, first of all, and as Christians, we all know that. Yeah. But, here in the United States and beyond, there are people who they don't want the truth. And the movement that, started years ago and came into fruition with President Trump being elected a second time, that movement is frightening to people because they almost got us under the Biden administration. We were a country being marginalized and vilified from within. And people like Charlie, and never forget his hand in not only helping get Trump reelected, but also bringing J.D. Vance to the ticket and to the fight. Yeah. And it says that our culture is broken. You can see the horrific reactions online, but it gives us resolve. And again, the same resolve that we all had on 9/12/01.
Yes. Now, Betsy, today, and yesterday and today, many of Charlie's supporters are not just mourning, but they're also wrestling with anger, confusion, and fear. What would you say to them as someone who understands trauma at its core?
First and foremost, you have to pray. And you have to remember that while Charlie was brutally taken from us, he's with the Lord now.
Amen.
He gets it all. He's got it all. And first and foremost, that's the first thing I think he would want us to think about. But then we have to realize, Satan got a win yesterday.
Yeah.
But evil will not prevail. So what I think is going to happen is we are going to see more pushback from conservatives who and just normal people who kept their mouth shut and said, "Oh, okay, fine, call us white supremacists.
Yeah. That's
fine. Call us racist. That's fine. We're going to go ahead and do our jobs and get back to work and whatever." Now you're going to see pushback, not violent pushback, because that's not our way.
Correct.
Did you see all the people on the right burning down cities and looting Nike stores and attacking cops last night? No, you didn't.
No.
And we're not going to see that. But I think you're going to see more pushback. You've already been seeing it online, where there are people looking for public figures or people who present themselves publicly in their social media posts.
Yep.
A lot of people are getting fired this morning.
Yeah, and you know what?
And that's how we have to push back.
And you know what I've been doing, Betsy? I am snitching. I don't care And anytime I see anybody talking about bringing like physical violence, because apparently there was a Twitter account that said that be you aware of the surprise that's coming to Charlie Kirk
Yes.
tomorrow. When you start seeing that stuff, tag the FBI, tag who reported. I mean, do everything you possibly can, because I'm sick and tired of this level of violence. And Betsy, you've long warned about the dangers facing public voices. Do you believe Charlie's assassination signals a new level of threat for outspoken conservative leaders?
I really do, and I think that the leaders in the conservative movement here in the United States will have to take additional precautions, and they're going to have to bravely speak out against things like gun control, because that's all the left's going to talk about.
Yeah.
Right? We know that. And so they have got to be as well informed and as articulate as Charlie Kirk was, to be able to state the facts when it comes to issues like that. But we have to do it in a way that doesn't provoke additional violence. We have to stand up, we have to be strong, but we have to be factual and articulate, because we need to bring more people here. And people who are listening to this and are not, political or aren't conservative, you need to just think about what kind of America you want to live in today. We cannot be ruled by fear.
Yeah. Betsy Brantner Smith. Now, I want to play two quick videos for you, because as soon as I saw it, and I immediately, people were calling me. I said, there's no way he's going to survive that shot. I saw it. I saw just how much blood was coming out of him, and I literally knelt to my knees and started praying. But this was the first voice I heard, and it was President Trump saying this.
They want to take away my freedom because I will never let them take away your freedom. It's very simple. I'm not going to let it happen. They want to silence me because I will never let them silence you. And in the end, they're not after me. They're after you. And I just happen to be standing in their way. It's my honor to do so. Thank you.
President Trump was so right. And I just want to play really quickly Jesse Waters on yesterday, because Jesse Waters was spot on. Do not, if you are somebody that's outspoken, unapologetically speaking the truth, listen to what Jesse Waters has to say.
Message they're sending. And they usually send messages to the politicians, whether it's Trump, JFK, Reagan, whatever. Or John Lennon, take a shot at the biggest star in the world. And I'm not saying they took a shot at Charlie because I'm lowering his status. They took a shot at Charlie to tell you it's dangerous to speak your mind. Yeah.
Where's he wrong? And where was Trump wrong? And where's Jesse Waters wrong, Betsy?
They're not wrong. And that's exactly what I'm talking about when we talk about pushback.
Yeah.
And, you saw this. You saw when President Trump was shot in Pennsylvania, the fact that he stopped and he stood up and told us to fight, fight, fight. That is exactly, I believe, what Charlie Kirk would want us to do, because they do want to silence us. And specifically with Charlie Kirk, they want to keep him away from young people, and they want to keep him off college campuses, and they want to keep him off the second most popular podcast in the country.
Yes. And he was going to be president.
They don't want young people. They don't want young people to hear it.
Charlie Kirk probably would have been the senator or governor of Arizona, and he would have been president. Now, Betsy, I normally don't do this, but there's a young lady who just called in. Do you mind if I take her call, because she has to go to school and she wants to talk about Charlie Kirk? Is that okay with you?
Absolutely.
All right. Evelyn.
For a reason, but again.
Evelyn, are you there? Evelyn.
Hey.
Hey, how you doing? We're on the phone with a guest, Betsy Brantner Smith, but you wanted to make a comment about Charlie Kirk. Go ahead.
Okay, so I know all of this is going on and everything, but it's such a turning point of America, and with all the shooting of schools, assassinations, they lead to the world's trafficking organization, and been I'll let her die because she deserved it. But you know what? No, because she's a human being, and like God doesn't call us to manslaughter. It's not His will to take. It's not our job to take someone off this planet.
Yeah.
It's really not. And everything is just like wrong about that. And he lived by this one verse, Acts 20:24, and it was talking about how his only purpose in life is to create such a fatherhood to like young people.
Yeah.
And I was going through my Snapchat stories, actually. I know it sounds so weird, but I was going through that, and I have some random people. They were like, he was like a father to me. I didn't have a father, and that was a father image to me. He taught me the political side of life, the hardships that you're going to go through. Like, everything is meant for a purpose, and like he was just there, like, and everybody's just. I'm pretty sure everybody's just so hurt by it. I was sitting there getting my nails done. My friend texted me, goes, "Charlie Kirk got shot." And I said, "What are you talking about?" And I'm like, "Where'd you pull that off? TikTok?" And I'm like, and I looked it up and go, "Oh my gosh, she's actually shot."
Yeah.
And that hurts. I think so much. I just felt everything just drop because I watch his stuff. I was looking to meet him soon at Freedom Summit or something like that.
Yeah.
And like I was so in tune. I learned a lot from listening to his stuff and growing in how to defend your faith, how to defend your nation, how to defend your theology and everything. Like, everything is such. But it's also a distraction.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look, what's today? 9/11.
Yeah.
Like, so what are they going to plan on doing today?
Yeah. Wow.
It's just a distraction from life, and it's a distraction from what they have bigger. Because look what they did that to Trump. They tried assassinating him. They didn't go through with that, so they have to bring up the next future president of America, and they have to get rid of him at a young age because they knew he was a threat to America.
Wow. Such insight and such wisdom. Evelyn, thank you so much. You enjoy yourself in school, and you be safe, okay?
Thanks.
You want to start turning point?
Wait.
Huh?
I have one question.
Yeah.
I have one more question. How do you start a turning point in the USA in your school?
All right. I got the contacts, and I'll make sure that they get connected with you, okay?
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Evelyn. Betsy, that's the legacy right there, isn't it? Isn't that the legacy?
Absolutely. That is, the Turning Point website is probably going to crash later today because you're going to have so many young people that are going to, and I have seen them. We see them around the country, and of course we see them here in Southern Arizona, where these kids are so brave to be able to go to their principal at their middle school and say, "I want to start a Turning Point chapter." They have, a little gathering at their high school. I want to, here's Turning Point. Here's what they mean. This is the thing, is Charlie's legacy will be the young people. And here's the thing. When you see all these idiotic protesters around the country protesting law and order, oh, we don't want more cops. Oh, we don't want you to arrest bad guys. Who do they look like? They look like me, old white women. Our time's up, and it needs to be up. Young people want to live in the America that I grew up in, and that's what Charlie Kirk wanted for his kids. That's what he wanted for America, and this was, this truly is, if I can use that phrase, a turning point.
I mean,
in this country.
What a perfect title of his organization. And,
absolutely.
I was also thinking last night, if you're just joining the show, we're talking to Betsy Brantner Smith. She's the spokesperson for the National Police Association. She was a 29-year veteran of the Naperville, Illinois Police Department. I'm always trying to find silver lining. Charlie Kirk became one of the greatest soul winners on yesterday. So many people sought out. I mean, you go to what was trending, Jesus Christ and how to become a Christian. That was trending yesterday because of the assassination. Even in death, God brought life, Betsy. Even in his assassination, this man's life will forever be known as a man who stood for principle, stood for his faith, and brought so many people to the cause of Christ. That's amazing, Betsy.
It really is. And this is why Charlie could do what he did, because he wasn't afraid of dying. His faith was so strong, and he talked about it so openly. So many Christians, especially of my generation, we kind of hid our faith. And the Bible tells us, oh no, don't hide it. And I think you're going to see that as well. And the Turning Point Faith, the faith arm of the Turning Point Action Organization, you're going to see them louder and prouder. And I think you're going to see more truly Christian churches get involved in the movement and realize that it's okay to talk about conservative biblical values in this country. And we don't need, pride flags and all this nonsense at our churches. We need to go back to the Bible.
And Betsy, will we now have to think about how we do these events now? The security apparatus aspect of it, nothing with sight lines from roofs. And is that something now that conservatives, as they go forth, especially those high profile, you look at what happened to President Trump, not once, but twice. There was another individual wanted to take him out at the golf course. Are we going to have to start doing things differently, or should we continue to press through and just add better security?
Well, we are going to have to do things differently. But let's not forget that President Trump was protected by, at that time, what was supposed to be the best security force in the world. I think they're back, the Secret Service. Yeah. But we all know those lapses were likely on purpose. Yeah. But, Charlie Kirk traveled with his own security. They're a real squared away bunch of people. But on a campus like that with, hundreds of young people and a campus police department where they could only staff this event with 6 officers. Yeah. So not every event is going to be handled like the Super Bowl. So we're going to have to really balance between good security. And again, a guy on a rooftop there, people are saying, well, why didn't they have snipers on the rooftop? Because it's expensive.
Yeah.
And we all have hindsight, right?
Yeah.
Hindsight bias now, and we can say, oh, they should have had this, they should have had that. Charlie knew, he knew the risk. His security team was well trained, and this was, an unanticipated. It really was an unanticipated assassination. But we are going to have to think about this. We are going to have to do things differently because some on the left will be further emboldened.
Yes.
We have seen this with school shootings, where these crazy school shooters are even more emboldened. But this is where we have to push back. We have to be prepared. And this is why we got to fight for the Second Amendment.
Yes. Betsy Brantner Smith, I love you. And you be safe. And please send Erica my regards, because I'm sure at some point you will talk to her. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. God bless you.
Betsy Brantner Smith, national spokesperson for the National Police Association. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.